everyone, and welcome out to the Cars, Bars, and Guitars podcast, episode number 46. I'm AJ.
I'm Steve.
Steve, who are we brought to you today by?
Frozen pipes.
Yo, no, not your house.
This morning, yes.
No.
Luckily nothing burst, but Kaylin was about to get in the shower and discovered there's no water.
Well, the only good side to this is you're not buying it.
It's a rental.
Yes.
And like it's made of Swiss cheese, so the power bills are atrocious right now in an all-electric house.
Well, it could be worse. You could be me. Could have a...
So, how's your week been?
Pretty horrible. Ever pulled your back out while you're on vacation and then have to spend your last day of vacation in the emergency room? I have. Thanks, Tom Papa. I have a bulging disc, L1, between L1 and L2, something like that. Well, they said you could X-ray 5 people's backs. 3 of them would have bulging discs. It's just some are slight, some are painful, some are not painful. It just so happens that 3 of mine showed signs, which is absolutely normal for somebody my age, but the one that was not normal, the one out of the 3, was the one causing pain.
So it's not the L7, so you're not going to pretend that you're dead?
No, it's bad. It's bad, though. Like, it sucks. But, Steve, more on that in a minute. What are we about to start drinking?
Screwball. It's screw, but with a K.
Yeah, and 2 O's on the inside. See?
Wait a minute. Oh, sure enough, a pronunciation guide.
Yeah. Well, and I haven't read that much yet because this is far down as I've gotten in the bottle. But, Steve, what is the prime feature of this whiskey?
A black sheep.
Have you any wool?
And apparently he makes peanut butter.
And it's delightful. And Steve has never had it before, and he's about to. Cheers, bud.
A, that's incredible. 2, how'd they make it crunchy?
Does it not taste like Nutter Butter cookies?
That's incredible.
Isn't it though? Like, and it gets shit reviews on like Flaviar and all those whiskey sites, but you have to take it for. It is like going to see the Fast and the Furious '98. You don't go in expecting cinematic.
Is that going to be the Radwood period piece?
I hope so. That would be boss. But if you go in expecting it just to be a good, solid dessert whiskey, it is where it's at. And that's 70 proof. And it drinks like a liqueur, like a 15, like, tops. And
I said earlier I could go to the doctor and I was going to drink a bunch of this and just keep that going.
Dr. Peanut Butter. But Steve, what else are we drinking to wash down the...
What was it, the Primus album?
Probably. We're doing a barrel and bean Allagash triple aged in bourbon barrels and blended with cold brew coffee, 10% ABV from Portland, Maine.
Say Oregon. Oh wait, that's not how this works.
That's good too. Oh yeah, that's good news, Steve. I don't care what Farnsworth says.
Are you teaching your toaster how to love as well?
Yes. I've never been in that much pain in my entire life. Anybody like who knows me, I'm not much of a complainer. I'll go to work. I could not do it. Like, and this will be the longest stretch I've never been not worked in my career. But man, and things are falling apart because they don't have anybody to help cover, and no other store wants to help me out, and I've always helped them out so they can kiss the fattest part of my nutsack when I get back. I'm just gonna be telling everybody no. Like, nope, not going. And I know that's childish of me, but I don't care because I've broken my back over these people, and they cannot do the same for me. My guys have been great, but nobody else seems to care. So maybe I shouldn't care. Maybe I should just do something else for a living. I digress, Steve. Steve, I have a little bit of beer news before we delve into the great wide world of some. Unless you had something pulled up on your old tableau.
It was Primus Professor Nutbutter's House of Treats. That's what I was thinking of.
That's right. Evidently, the Primus and Slayer concert was pretty awesome.
Them with Ministry?
That's right. It was
the most recent one.
All 3 of them.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, my buddy Jason Riley, who came to the old house, went to that show.
Did he like it?
Yes.
I figured he would. That's just got to be the weirdest mashup. But I would have loved to seen like Tom Araya come out there and play on damn blue collar tweakers.
Damn blue collar tweakers.
What is Beaver? My name is Mud. Gotta make this a good job. My name is Mud. God hates the mud.
So, oddly enough, that sounds like early Ministry as well.
I was gonna say it sounded like early Sam Kinison.
Like I said earlier, not feeling great. That didn't help.
For anybody wanting the Screwball whiskey, I'm pretty sure it's at every available ABC store in Mecklenburg County now. It is $28 for this.
Goodness.
And I bought another bottle of it just because I knew I was going to kill this one.
I think I'm just going to use my Black Velvet and rinse a Jif bottle.
Well, we in the mountains. Yes,
the peanut butter isn't animated.
One of the in the mountains, one of the drinks we had, Thomas brought his Godiva white chocolate liqueur.
Oh my!
Oh, dude! And the drunker we got, the more likely we would try things. So we did that, and then a shot of banana liqueur. So it was like the Elvis.
After whiskey, the beer, they're having some of this really bizarre caffeinated ginger mint seltzer. It got this very eerie feeling right now. It's tingly on the inside. Like, ooh, that feels good.
This is what drugs feels like.
Yes.
Well, I had my first morphine. By the way, they set up an IV, and I cannot fucking stand that.
I'm sure I told you about that band a while back. The song, the band that's got a baritone sax instead of guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you find your cure for pain?
I got to be honest.
You're not throwing your drugs away.
No, morphine was weird. It took my pain away, but it made my heart race and it made me sweat. And I had to like breathe like that slow, deep in and out for like 3 straight minutes to get my heart rate to come down.
Slow, deep, and hard.
I didn't like it.
Take aspirin for that.
Well, she said we can give you some more painkillers for you because she goes, you'll probably feel better tomorrow morning.
Chase it with a Benadryl.
But they gave me the Vicodin then, so I took a Vicodin and I did feel a little bit better. But then I took 2 the next day, I didn't feel anything. So I'm like, Vicodin sucks, man. Like I was hoping I would be like arm wrestling with cowboys in Neptune or some shit. Like I was wanting to like be high as a kite and not care, and it'd do any fucking thing. So I just started taking ibuprofen. A, because ibuprofen always works for me, and 2, I can actually drink while taking ibuprofen. You can when you take Vicodin, it has acetaminophen in it, but you really should not because it's acute toxic liver failure.
Yeah, exactly. That made the transition to Advil a really easy idea a long time ago, and I think it was between lots of Advil for post-drink recovery and what was it? Awful battery. Smirnoff Ice. I'm pretty sure between the both of those is how and why I've got acid reflux, which has accidentally made the best diet plan ever.
The best part about
it's not exactly been good diet or exercise keeping me at $1.70. At not quite 40.
Just remember that in 25 years, when there's a class action lawsuit against Smirnoff for doing the same shit to everybody else, you'll get a good chunk of change on that. Maybe we'd be able to retire somewhere nice.
Yeah, how would it go about like proving this? Yes, according to this auditory record right now, for something I haven't drank except for whatever crazy version at my brother's bachelor party in the last decade.
Mark it down, guys. 11/13/19. Class action lawsuit.
Happy anniversary, Knees.
Yes.
Bad anniversary, France.
Ooh. Yeah.
Same day.
Oh, yeah. I feel like that would make a great band name, too.
What, Peace, Love, and Death Metal?
Or what we just said, and now I've already forgotten it.
Let's roll the tape back.
I've just had so many drugs in my system in the last 6 days. But you would think...
And I'm running on no sleep per usual, so... That's fun.
Well, you would think all the pot and all the alcohol. It was. If anybody's ever had disc back, not straining something like a pulled, like a herniated disc. If you ever had one of those, I couldn't sit, I couldn't stand, I couldn't lay, couldn't walk. Like it took. Emily was crying because she felt so bad for me. Like it took me 20 minutes to get out of bed every morning. I could not find a position I could get out of bed. Like I had It was just it was horrible.
Well, for what it's worth, she was trying to fireman carry you.
And there was only 3 people, I think, that I would wish that kind of pain on. Anyway, Steve, before we get into our big topic of the day, this is going to start becoming a more regular part of this show. The beer news. There's a lot of beer news. A lot of it's some of it's fucked up, some of it's fun, and some of it's expensive.
The one that I alluded to was not exactly great news, but carry on.
Yeah. Beer news, Steve. Shady Oak Barrel House is from Northern California is in trouble for releasing their a seasonal beer they called Fuck PG&E. For those of you who don't know what PG&E is, it's the power company in Northern California, and some people are saying that the executives have been responsible for the fires for safety, like not implementing policies that were conducive to saving lives, like controlled burns and stuff like that. But it was meant to draw the negligence of the executives. Instead, it angered all the workers, and 1-star Yelp reviews were plentiful.
Review bombing. The video game industry is riddled with this as well.
Yes, and it did some wonders for our late great favorite funky fish place in Plaza Midwood that I still can't go back to because the owner's an asshat. Remember all that shit that went down at Crazy Fish?
Nope.
The Crazy Fish guy was seen at a Trump rally with Build the Wall, and he has nothing but like Mexican employees in this kitchen.
Dumbass.
Yeah. It's too bad they cook delicious fucking food. Them and Chick-fil-A. I
I only go to Chick-fil-A on Sundays.
That's a great band name. Quick Trip and Carbon 4, Karben 4
What the fuck?
of Madison, Wisconsin, released the Glazer Bean, a chocolate coffee stout. So you can only get this beer.
What was the other entity besides the misspelled carbon?
Quick Trip, the gas station.
What, the Oklahoma?
Madison, Wisconsin, actually.
I say that as my car currently has a tank of Circle K in it. Whoops.
Oh, it's funny. I had to go get the oil changed and the tires rotated in the Jeep, which is something that, I usually do.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't because last week when I was just vacuuming the Jeep out, my back decided it was going to fuck up. Which she actually said. She goes, that's not what did it. She goes, everything you did led up to it, and then just so happens that one little movement can ruin, like, you can be holding on by a thread, and then you just do something regular, and then it pops out like
that 100%.
Yeah. Here's a good one. Poseidon's Pantry, a gourmet deli and grocer of Virginia, is selling Sam Adams Utopia 2019. Do you have any idea what that means?
Road trip to Virginia?
Yes. Do you know anything about the Utopia series?
Oddly enough, I've had it a couple years ago. One of the Saucer regulars had won a bottle of it at the Saucer. Utopia being a 23% ABV beer.
Yep.
Cannot be sold in this dumb state that back in August 2005, the cap had been lifted from 6% to 15%.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, you would have to raise it once again to allow sale of the Utopia, a beer so good it is served in its own trophy. That is not a bottle.
Nice.
That is a trophy. And I think that weighs in about $200. So is anybody in Danville selling it?
It was in a town that I didn't immediately recognize because it was that fucking long.
Anything north of that 38th parallel, I can't help you.
All right, yeah.
Was this Korea?
This was a 25.4 ounces, 28% alcohol by volume. Like Steve said, this is illegal in 15 states.
Stronger.
Yep, illegal in 15 states. And this year's Utopia 2019 is $230 or 6 million Canadian.
So we got to go to Virginia, which is North Carolina's Canada.
It's our hat.
It's funny though, like how they look fairly similar if you flip it, and then if you flip Virginia again, it becomes Kentucky.
Yes.
Take that, Dakotas.
the Rusted Spoke Brewing in Mackinac City, Michigan, the northern part of the state, announces their Epstein didn't kill himself New England IPA.
Goodness.
Oh, it kind of stings to laugh.
What the internet web is this?
That's the most 2019 thing I could have.
But between that and lady yelling at cat, why yes, I've been egging people on for that one. I'm having way too much fun with those.
Next, we need lady yelling at cat Saison.
None of your cats are named Saison. Is that what your imaginary white cat is named?
Do not put me past that, please.
Instead of cat in the pictures is named Smudge.
I love
which is
that name.
Funny as shit because it's a white cat.
Here's what I tagged Brian Layton in today in the cat memes.
Did you see the Star Wars one?
Yes.
that was fantastic.
So fucking... Steve, explain to our listeners exactly what the Star Wars one was, and it's abso-fucking-lutely true also.
That requires identify the characters.
I don't think the characters really matter. It's just the premise.
Yeah, it's two Star Wars dudes. So Obi-Wan and somebody pointing at Yoda making a silly face. Because, oh, hi, I'm not a Star Wars head. Sorry. Or what was that awful word for him? Back when I first met Gray, watching early internet videos about it. Star Warsian.
Ooh.
Not a good word then. Not a good word 19 years later.
Ugh. That. You know how something will tickle something on part of your body and you go to reach it and you can't reach to scratch it? That's exactly what that word just did to me. Although now
it just moisted you, didn't it?
I'm moister than an oyster. Actually, moist doesn't bother me. What bothers me is physically not being able to reach any part of me to itch something.
Wait a minute. It took me a long time to get over the fact that I really hate the word disconnect used as a noun. Disconnection.
Yeah, that's true. I'm coming around to you when people say feels instead of feelings. Because that's really stupid.
Fucking millennial.
That is stupid too.
Uh-huh.
I don't identify as a millennial. I know that's some weird shit to say, but I don't feel like people if you're born in the mid 80s like I was, I don't really identify as a millennial. When I think millennial, I think people who were born around the mid 90s who grew up in the mid 2000s. That's kind of how I feel about it. But that's just me. There needs to be because you're Gen X, right?
Apparently I'm a Xennial. That was some other thing because none of this matters.
That sounds sticky.
Something between Gen X and Millennial.
That must be me then too.
It was
Toby's Gen X. Because 79.
Yeah, that would definitely be the tail end of it. It's it ended 81 or 82, but then the people after that are millennials, but then there's people that are in the transition period from 1977 to 1983, and we're going to make something else different for these people. So there's that, and then I made a Facebook post about it. Would it be Xennials or Exennials or who cares?
All of that's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the voice.
Well, no, you portrayed it very well.
Well, as if.
These are made up horoscope or made up astrological signs, just
all
like
of
all
them?
of them are. Yes. What are you, dinosaur? That's not real. None of them are real.
I'm a Sagittarius, but I'm no Archer. I'm more of a Krieger.
Good news, Steve. Labatt Blue is now canning in Buffalo.
Don't have to pay import taxes on beers made on that side of the border.
Fair enough, but Andy will back me up on this. Isn't Buffalo basically Canada?
Oddly enough, met one of my valet coworkers yesterday who's from Buffalo.
Nice.
And he's now been in Charlotte long enough that yesterday's dumb weather is making him soft.
Oh, Andy was the same way.
Hi, Austin. Welcome south.
I went to Own the Border today just because I'm tired of staring at four walls and three cats. And I went I went to Own the Border, and he had a jacket on when he came in the door. I was like, no. no, sir, I'm not allowing that in this establishment. He's like, man, I'm one of you guys, man. I've been down here a long time. But I swear, we need to get him on the pot. That's gonna be one where you have to have the night off after because he's gonna bring a whole slew of shit he can only get in Kentucky, and we're gonna be right nice after that. We've talked about Andy before. Bourbon guy,
Yep.
horse racing, handsome feller. Steve, my last bit of beer news I have for you today. Himes Barbecue and Martin House Brewing of Fort Worth, Texas, hellbound, team up for Bacon Burnt Ends Stout. Permission to explain beer to you.
Please.
They smoke the malt with brown sugar and barbecue spices, and then they age all of that in bacon fat-soaked oak chips. So,
My arteries aren't the only thing getting hard.
when do you want to go to Fort Worth, Texas, Steve?
With the haste I wish to go to Dallas.
Oh. Well, is Debbie,
I don't care.
Is Debbie there?
Leave my mother out of this.
Ooh, that's right. Her name is that. Eesh. Faux pas. Faux pas. Steve, that's all the beer news I have for you.
I had one more, and it ain't cheery.
Who sold their soul to the devil?
Kona of Hawaii.
No.
Apparently, after an initial offering of $24 a share, they bit, but dropping it down to $16 a share. So I think it was the Craft Brewers Alliance is now fully owned by Anheuser-Busch.
No.
Yeah. So goodbye, Longboard. We'll miss you.
You know,
Which is funny because my folks were in Hawaii a couple years ago and sent me a picture from said brewery.
You know, Rage Against the Machine is reuniting for several shows this year or next year. And if ever we needed some new rage in our lives,
Now's good.
now is good for obvious stuff that's going on now. And then
I would
that.
say the literal Raging Against the Machine is the reason I don't wish to go into another printing job. Yesterday was particularly tenuous, so
At least you're able to work, sir.
yay.
I listened to Private Hell from Alice in Chains, and I'm listening to the lyrics. I'm like, this is pretty appropriate because I've got everything I need here at the house. But for those of you who know me, I cannot sit in one place for more than 30 minutes, or I get stir crazy unless I'm having a podcast or playing music. But
Did you break up the treadmill or what?
I can't.
Then you could be in one place but still moving.
I will say I did
And
get
then you really would need a wireless controller for your Raspberry Pi. I have one, and it's a bit rubbish because it drifts. What is it, Nintendo Switch?
I haven't even played GT4. I'll be honest, like I really like GT3 a lot better. I think the gameplay was better than GT4. It's hot up here, isn't it? Nice.
He's wearing a PlayStation shirt, folks.
He is. I'm wearing a saucer shirt. Today was my first shower I've had since last Thursday too. I couldn't do it, and I could do it today.
What about a bath?
Nothing. I couldn't do anything.
What about a hosing?
No, Emily doesn't like me doing that. I've got hosing. I wasn't going anywhere, so I was like, well, fuck this. I'll just sit at home and stink, and that's exactly what I did. And about the time my socks were sticking...
I showered before coming here, too. Thanks.
Aw, I knew I didn't... Well, no, you always smell like you always do, which is non-existent because I've never smelled you. Fair enough.
I gotta say, this Dove deodorant I'm using smells more like soap than deodorant. And never mind anything boasting like 24, 48, 72, 96 hours of protection. Bullshit.
Nope. 16 hours max.
You're optimistic. I'm not getting 8 out of these. I'm not getting a print shift out of these. Like, it's not even that hot in here. What the hell?
My skin was so dry from not having I was ashy, Steve, and I'm white, and white people don't get ashy. So I took an entire bath in Head and Shoulders.
I was gonna say you were going to take an ancestry DNA test, and then you too could be part-time Swedish because I am, and Kaylin is too. I don't know if you saw my post on Melody's thing about that. It's like,
yeah.
yep, Upon initial discovery, I had been 30-something% Swedish, and most recently, Kaylin's popped up. Like, she's 3% Swedish. Like, all right, got our thing, and I'm in no rush to get another Volvo.
How does Tom Green's bum feel on you?
Delightful.
I need to do the ancestry thing. I'm very intrigued by that.
I mean, I could let you borrow Gattaca, and then you could see like how and why this could go very badly. But hey, sci-fi is sci-fi.
I love Battlestar Gattaca. I would like to do that though. That would be neat. You got a little bit left. I'm actually ahead of you for once.
Hey,
but I'm paying killing.
Yeah,
something like that. Actually, I'm okay for right now.
Same here.
I am okay for right now. I am thinking about a career change, maybe something that's.
Did anything become of the whatever the higher up position was you were mentioning earlier?
I never bid on any of them, and I haven't seen any of the other ones that were going to come up, but I might. And I might get serious about it because
be the Danny Glover you wish to see in the world. Why, yes, you too can be too old for this shit.
Mm-hmm. Well,
never mind my coworker that recently switched into a different, probably awful print job. Is in his mid-60s. And anytime I say, okay, boomer, now I'm just talking to my dog that's been dead for 9 years. Apparently, this means something completely different now.
It is funny,
and I'm
though.
really disappointed to see that I can't make a fake license plate on the internet anymore to do a screen cap of it.
You can't,
so
you can't do that anymore?
They've got some awful bot system in place.
That is fucking
so
horrible.
now I've got to make bad Photoshops or just use a different states. West Virginia supported it.
Of course they did.
And, thing is finding an 8-character one, because otherwise I found plenty of states that do 7.
Oh, yeah. California does 7.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even do 8. North Carolina has California has the number one population in the country, and it's a 7-character plate.
Well, they're going to run out of letters sooner or later, so then it becomes emojis.
True, and I would venture a guess that a lot of people
that West Coast connection, it's going to be half kanji as well.
Don't have cars. I was going to say,
okay,
because basically,
then you have the Matt Farrers of the world that are going to make up for it, owning 9 of them, and then opening your own damn garage.
Now owns
West Side Collector Car Storage, which still isn't open yet,
and
the Smoking Tire,
new car he bought.
Go on. But what, the van?
No, and not the Porsche Rally. Matt Farrow.
The Countach?
The Countach.
It's like, I listened to all this, like, which one's the new car? It's like the idea. Yeah, it was the 911 Rally, then the Countach, then the Delica.
Which Countach is actually like an Italian made-up expletive word that just means, like, fuck. It has no actual meaning, but it is kind of a slang slur term.
The Countach was like between that and the Volkswagen Beetle and a 57 Chevy were the cars I would draw like in 3/4 perspective.
Yes.
Back in elementary school. So, and I was so worried about not making money in the arts. Never mind, I keep seeing these like drafting jobs pop up. It's like, shit, I should have stuck with that.
How much could you get an associate in drafting?
Mm-hmm.
Would you want to?
Me in what time? Like, dude, if I could get like a $60K a year job as a draftsman, you bet your ass. But I haven't the time to do such a thing in my current financial situation. Like, that could be something I enjoy very much. But I haven't the time to do such a damn thing.
I've got an idea. Neither of our spouses are going to like it. Everybody moves into the cat ranch. Got plenty of space. Mostly plenty of space.
Punk will automatically establish this is not enough space because Punk will eat your cats.
Not Cairo. Cairo is very playful, and she will just chase Punk around until Punk's tired of her and then just remains aloof.
Dude, Cairo is a completely different creature when you're not here.
So I've heard.
That gift from me.
Did you get the hiss again?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
And Zara keeps hiding from me.
Yes. Coco
She took many meals in the laundry room.
Coco knows the food's coming, so she doesn't really care. Well, thank you for filling in one more day. I'm going to pay you today for that.
Hooray.
I was going to leave money, but I had so much other shit going on that I didn't get to do. I told him, like, I was so angry.
Dude, I'm an American. I take my payment in tacos.
Well, I was so angry because, like, I didn't want to, I was on vacation. I get hurt. I can't zip line. We couldn't go to Klingman's Dome with Sean and Karin. I couldn't go brewery hopping with everybody. I couldn't go to the casino and play cards, and I've been wanting to do that since I got back from Vegas. I couldn't do anything I wanted to do on my own vacation because of my health. I was so miserable that entire weekend. That's why I just stayed drunk the whole weekend. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, so all I could do was sit down.
Wait, you didn't bring the Raspberry Pi up for a rehash of last year's model?
I binged Savage Geese. Every review, and I binged all of them.
And you could binge his podcast too, all 3 episodes.
Yeah,
like I told you earlier, he makes an episode a season.
Sometimes that's all you need. But
Who's he, Dana Gould?
I like his style though. He really likes Lexus, by the way. And after watching his review of the LC 500, is it LC 500?
The new coupe thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said it looks striking, even ugly to some people. He goes, but when you drive it, it makes all the sense in the world. At least it's not the same thing.
You can't see that grill from the inside.
Oh, he said the inside was one of the best interiors you'll go in. Because it's like, oh, it's a nice place to be, and it's fucking precious. So, I'm still thinking about a C7, but I need to go drive one.
After what you showed me yesterday, that remained on my brain a lot.
Steve, what did I show you yesterday?
All right, prepare for your spot to be blown up as I present to you the 1990 Nissan 300ZX Twin Turbo in Blanco.
With the best fucking interior color possible.
Didn't even make it that far.
You didn't?
No.
Holy shit.
I was like, hey, there's that. Like, cool. Like, well, that's going to be a menace to keep running. And then, like, something, though, eye-wormed me. Like, I was just, like, drawing, like, Z's on the paper the whole night, like, whenever I have to change roles, but that is important.
Well, I did find out.
What was it? Pumpkin spice orange?
I did find out how much it would cost to put new shoes on the vet if I were to get a 2015 Stingray. That's not as bad as it could have been.
Okay.
For all 4. That's not terrible.
No.
$1,200. The 2 front ones are $245, $35, $19, and the rears are $285, $30, $20s.
That reminds me, if anybody needs a crappy set of 18-inch wheels, let me know. 5x114s.
Steve, we need more beer, and while you're doing that, I'm going to pull up the car I sent you, and I'm going to show you the interior. And it even has the wheels I didn't even like, the RPF1 inky wheels, and I didn't care, because it's better than the stock wheels. The stock wheels on those Zs, that's such a cool-looking fucking car from the front.
Nice Stormtrooper.
Dun, dun, I don't know the Stormtrooper thing.
Star Wars. The Darth Vader theme probably.
Steve, the Girl Scout cookie thing from Birdsong is good, but that Sumatra at the bottom is gooder, and then we have the White Russian Nitro from Left Hand. Oh, the cans. You want to mix it up with the Nitro? You want to mix it up with the American Gladiators?
You saw my Halloween pictures.
I did.
I think the White Russian is totally in order.
I think so.
abides. That was an incredible idea, courtesy of Kaylin's. Like, I found this rug that looks Lebowski-ish. Do you think you can find a robe and a wig? Why, yes, dear. Yes, I can. So that took 2 thrift stores and 2 Halloween shops to find my costume for $26.
Can't beat that. The red interior.
Plimp.
The red interior, Steve. I love that. Emily hated it, but I'm like, no, I love it because you get power seat. The seats are power seats, but the T-tops.
How badly do you have Starion withdrawal?
Starion had manual seats.
I mean, white and
Parts availability.
white on red.
Oh, that's true. That's such a good interior though. Mm-hmm. That's like the material. I've driven a Z of that.
Yeah, like whorehouse red is a good color for cars. Even the Camry does that now. What the hell, people?
I've driven a Z of that vintage. It was a '92 convertible, and boy, that
complete
was
with
nice.
The like weird, like not quite roll bar, but like the devil horns.
You could break that with a Fisher-Price hammer. Like it was not a roll bar. But I've always, and I know they're not hard to work on, but the engine bay's super tight. Like if you have to do anything, but that's the problem. Like, do I get an older car for a little cheaper that has more character, or do you get something newer that's maybe a little more common, but parts availability and things are going to be available?
You shan't have difficulty fixing up your 300Z.
You don't think so? More so than.
It's gonna be a lot easier than your 2.6 turbo.
Anything with a flag on the front was what I was saying. Those are a dime a dozen.
That's super easy, but I would imagine that a 300 is going to be much easier to keep running than definitely the Starion.
True.
Conquest, whoever we are this week.
It only fucked me on the transmission when the trans went out, but Emily and I played a game on the way up to the mountains.
What, you couldn't just put a forklift transmission in it?
Yeah, forward and backwards.
Yes.
Is that a 2-speed? It is now. High is low, low is high.
That sounds about like the Mitsubishi engined 88 Voyager that my folks had.
Oof.
By then it had a top speed of 50 in this fake wood paneled van.
This will be fun. Emily and I play a game on road trips, and this game on the way to the mountains. So very nice. We took from here. We took 485 north all the way around to 85.
Outer.
Yes.
North is temporary.
We took 485 outer
much
to
like
85 to 74 to 26 to 40 to 74 Great Smoky Mountains Parkway.
Yeah.
And
so basically you took 74 to 74.
Basically. And we play a game, and we always pick a car. What are we going to see more of? This time it was XJs versus Corvettes. Emily took XJs, and I was like, fine, I'll take Corvettes. She fucking smoked me on the way up. I did not expect that.
That's amazing.
7-0.
Wow.
We saw no Corvettes of any vintage. It was like any XJ, XJ Cherokee.
How was the weather on the drive up?
It was okay until we got to Silva and it started pouring down rain.
Okay.
But
that
still.
Really would have hurt your odds between distance and
nothing.
Weather.
Not even counting the XJ we were sitting in.
Yeah.
It was funny because Sean had to drive me straight to the ER in my own car, and Steve knows how weird I am about people driving my car.
Yeah, it was like, so I dropped him a line when you got back after learning about the everything. I'm like, well, I guess it really is broken, huh? See you tomorrow. All right.
I was like,
yeah, they really hated that. Like he and Karn really hated that you were in such rough shape.
I apologized to them a million times, like he was the one that kicked me in the back and caused it, and he wasn't. I was like, I'm so sorry that
What if that would have made it right?
I would have taken almost any other pain that I've ever had in my entire... I would have taken any pain that I would rather had in my entire life, because at least every other pain I've had, I could move. That pain's just unbelievably... If you have any kind of... Go to the doctor or go to the emergency room and get it fixed immediately. It was just I thought it would go away, and it just did not go away. And I'm not the Superman I thought I was, because everybody falls apart eventually. But Steve, we're drinking the White Russian Nitro from Left Hand Brewing. Stout with coffee and vanilla added.
And yet I'm holding this beer in my right hand.
This does not drink like a 9% beer.
That's Nitro speaking.
But it also does not taste like a White Russian, actually. But it is good. Really. But no, I think there is parts availability for the 300, but there are times where I'm just like, I kind of want a V8 toy for a little while, and then keep it if I like it, and if not, go back to something I'm familiar with. Although MR2s are on my radar now. 2nd gen.
You're welcome, America. Yeah, yeah, you're going to need to never park that anywhere, and you will need to put an electric fence around your garage. Those have been hot death targets.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had a coworker that had one. And by that, I mean he had one, because it went bye-bye somewhere in the midst of his tenure as one of the warehouse monkeys. Because I used to be said warehouse monkey.
Well, I had the right-hand drive ones on my radar, because the Jap cars...
Yeah, that remained in production longer than they sold them here. I think through 99 instead of till 95 here.
True, and
the cooler taillights.
And?
More power?
45 more horsepower.
That's a lot in that little car.
That's a lot
the
in that
size
little...
of this table.
Correct. Steve, we have, for episode 46, songs about cars.
Hey!
Has made it 45 episodes previous.
Oh, we talked about the band, the Cars, and not talking about
the song
Cars
Drive.
and the song Cars.
So I started writing, I told Steve before we started this, I started writing some out, and then when I realized how many there were, I went, my hand's going to fall off because I'm not 8 years old in school anymore. So,
Wait, you didn't get the hand reattachment surgery back then?
I have more important body parts to replace at this current moment. My hands don't hurt. My back kind of does.
Suddenly you envy jellyfish.
There's a first time for everything, Esteban. Steve has a list. So, Steve, go.
My daddy said, son, you're going to drive me the drink and you're driving around.
Hot Rod Lincoln. I don't know who sings it.
A small novel of people. Brought to you by Commander Cody, Charlie Ryan, Johnny Bond, and Bill Kirchen. Looks like you spelled kitchen wrong.
Hey, I love Bill Kirchen on Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Am I just going with the rest of everything?
How about you go and then I go and then see if what you have has what I pull. Get out of my dreams. Get into my car.
Nice.
Billy Ocean.
Billy Ocean, that was apparently not a list I stole from the internet web. So cool.
Got you.
Offer a double whammy out though.
Okay.
The Little Deuce Coupe and 409 by Beach Boys, because they love them some strong household cleaner.
And Charles Manson.
Heyo.
I know Little Red Corvette's on here.
Uh-huh.
But it's not really about a car. It's about his dick. That's what that song's about. It has nothing to do with a vehicle. Surprise.
I figure if it's not about the car, it's about the boat that the car was named after, because that's been around since before 1953.
Correct.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Learning something new every day, folks.
Yeah, you're next.
Mustang Sally by Wilson Pickett, Sir Mac Rice.
Nice. Life is a Highway from Tom Cochran.
Nice.
Not really about any car in particular.
No, but it's the journey.
Hey, man. You would think all the pot that I ingested, like lungally and stomachally, would have helped me with my pain, but it just didn't. So But carry on.
Baby, You Can Drive My Car, the Beatles.
Yes.
Something that you would never sing because you can't unless you're Sean because you're dead.
Yes. Born to Run is on here. But evidently it's about joyriding,
All right.
which I'm not a big I don't dislike the Boss. I just it's not my favorite.
About him.
Not my
What,
favorite.
you're saying that you don't go riding in a pink Cadillac with him?
No.
Because apparently that's one of his songs.
Well, my dad released On the Road Again. I mean, Willie Nelson released On the Road Again. The song is delightfully simple and is about a group of musicians who live on the road.
I don't know who John Goldsmith is, but he thinks you're not safe in a Japanese car.
Pink Cadillac, Natalie Cole.
Hey. She'll have fun until Daddy takes the T-Bird
Beach
away.
Boys.
Because I should have made the Beach Boys post a moment ago a triple whammy. Post, speak. The peanut butter's working.
Peanut butter's great.
You know how I felt icky earlier?
Feel good now, don't
Feel
you?
better now.
Yeah, isn't that magic? Maybelline from Chuck Berry tells a story of a lovesick man driving a V8 Ford, hot pursuit of his cheating girlfriend who's in a Cadillac Coupe de Ville.
Oh, well, it's like, maybe she's born with it?
Have you seen the one with the horses and it says maybe she's born with it? Maybe it's Maybelline.
No. Do I say Barchetta or Barchetta from Rush?
I'm okay with any of those.
I like that song a lot. They've got their moments of severe oddity. However, that is one of their best.
We were listening to that. Hey, Novant Health, how was your recent visit in our in our emergency room? Well, I didn't want to be there, but since I had to be there, I guess it was okay.
Well, it's not like you wound up at Atrium where the building's on fire.
I'd rather go to Ventricle.
That was NC State. There was a building at NC State called the Atrium that caught fire, so that became a running gag. Like, this was a meme before me when I lived in Raleigh, 15 years ago.
Wasn't Fireheart an Indian? Probably.
Who?
The Corvette song, The One I Loved Back Then by George Jones.
Well, he never showed up to it.
That's true.
I think one of your cats sang. Yeah, it was Cairo. Because she sounds like Janis Joplin. Oh, Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz?
My friends all drive Porsches. I must make amends. You're not a big Joplin fan, are you?
No. Basically, I only like Take Another Piece of My Heart. And maybe that's just because Big Brother and the Holding Company.
Yeah.
Thanks, George Orwell. Is the better band.
You like... All right, so talent-wise, she had soul, but you wouldn't call what she had, classical musical talent.
It's just...
It had soul.
There's a lot of passion behind a screeching banshee. And also, a strange creature in my high school really liked her too. So that was also very off-putting.
What I liked about Janice, though, she when she got signed, people were all about the way she looked. They were just trashing the way she looked, and it pushed her into a depression and drugs and all that shit too. She was
one of the pioneers of the 27 Club.
Yep.
Which is real funny when my sister turned 27. Dad's like, hey, you made it to 27 Club. Maybe you'll beat them. How do you know? Oh, wait. He was there.
He was there.
He probably has some of the records between, her and Hendrix.
He was like the guy from MSNBC. He was there. I miss those memes. I Can't Drive 55 by Sammy Hagar.
Nice. Your favorite Van Halener. How about this for a fake car? Grease Lightning!
Yes. By the way, I'm glad you said that. Somebody was selling a V8 RX-7 on NoRotors.com, which is the rotor swap.
Modded. That's fantastic.
NoRotors.com is where you can find that. Somebody is selling the V8 FD that was owned by Alex Van Halen. I'm considering purchasing it.
That's funny you mentioned that because I told you about the guy with the Supra that he imported from Japan.
Yeah.
Well, his other rides are a V8 4Runner and an '01 E39 540i.
Jesus.
He also had been half owner of a Japanese import FD, and basically sold his stake in that car to his buddy that has the entirety of the car. So apparently there may or may not be a stake in half an FD as well. I dropped him your number about the S2000.
Yeah.
So if you hear from Ben, that's my fault.
Fair enough.
Which is funny because he's taking a job in Seattle probably in the summer. He's about to graduate. It's like, shit, I've lost one favorite coworker and one just a coworker in the last week.
I wasn't aware, like, what V8 was it? Was it like Land Cruiser modern V8, or was it like LS V8 swap?
The 4Runner?
Yeah.
The 03, when they went to, like, when they changed from the one that looked like Tacoma to the newer one then,
yeah,
they sold the 4Runner natively with a V8 right before the Lexus GX 470 came out.
Yeah.
And to boost sales of that, the 4Runner went back to V6 only.
I didn't know that was V8.
It was a short-lived rig.
Interesting.
That he said it was his parents' car, so it's going back to them. It has survived 3 deer strikes, but he's got a cow catcher in the front, so now it's a little off kilter. Bad news for headlights.
Don't think I haven't thought about selling the S2K and the Jeep and then getting like a 14 or 15 SRT Grand Cherokee and manual swapping it.
Go on.
That would be a blast.
Why, yes. Hi, I'm Steve, and I approve of this message.
Thank you for enabling. Thank you for tying the knot around my arm while I stick the needle in.
That's funny because I drove an SRT Jeep last week.
Was it nice on the inside?
It didn't suck.
There you go, Steve.
Fear Factory's covering Gary Newman's cars.
Born to be Wild.
I'll allow it.
I mean, well, get your motor running, head on the highway, looking for adventure or whatever comes my way. So.
What are you trying to say?
All right, you're next.
Something that matches my car perfectly. Pontiac Blues by Sonny Boy Williamson.
Oh, Cruisin' by Smokey Robinson.
Ooh. Highway Star by Deep Purple.
I forgot about that song.
Is such a rad song. Did you ever play Rock and Roll Racing?
So many years ago I don't remember it.
Did you ever play RC Pro-Am? Well, just imagine that, but better.
You Can Sleep While I Drive by Melissa Etheridge. 89? That's early Etheridge.
Yeah. You could bang a gong, but wouldn't you rather drive a Jeepster by T-Rex?
Oh, Lord. That's been a minute. Slow Ride by Foghat.
It's not Pandemonium. It's Panama by aforementioned Van Halen.
Yes. Trans Am by Thompson Square.
Wait, are we throwing 18-wheelers in the mix? Because why not be Eastbound and Down by Jerry fucking Reed?
We gonna do what they say can't be done.
I love that movie. It didn't sequel well, but that first one is unreal.
Mercury Blues from Alan Jackson.
Freddie Mercury Blues, I'm in Love with My Car. Queen.
From Night at the Opera. Lady Gaga, by the way, drives a first-gen Ford Lightning. The square one.
This is why she's better than us.
That's great. All right, greatest car song. This was the other ones. Some of them were a little more, even more obscure than normal. But Little GTO, Ronnie and the Daytonas.
What it could be meeting Richard Pryor at the car wash by Rose Royce.
Oh fuck, that's so cool.
Fantastic.
Car wash. Yeah, you just said. Yeah, you just said that.
Oh, hi, me.
Yes, I told you I had a lot of drugs running through my
Uh-huh.
system right now. I don't
It
remember
sounds
that.
like your transmission has been on the
CVT,
radio.
not manual. Just keeps going to the same gear. I don't remember a Jerry Lee Lewis
it's
song
on-
called Crown Victoria Custom 51.
Me neither, but funny thing about a lot of these songs that are
Ooh.
vintage at the very least.
Sweeten the ride, black sunshine, sweeten the ride, yeah.
Cool, because I have no idea what the hell he's saying in that song, but it's fun.
The wheels of his Mustang. They're so great. Like, I love Zombie. Rob Zombie just does whatever he wants.
White or Rob?
Yes.
Same guy? Yeah.
But although the lead guitarist in White Zombie is the lead singer of Power Man 5000.
Brother?
I don't think this is brother.
I think
they're related, I think. But
I think there was a different zombie that founded Nobody's Real.
Cake wrote the song Stick Shifts and Safety Belts about driving.
We got a thing, and it's called Radar Love.
Yes.
That Golden Earring is like the best Dutch band ever.
What was the other song by Golden Earring that everybody else
Twilight
knows?
Zone.
There you go. That was...
It's funny because those two songs sound nothing alike.
Boy, they don't, do they?
But they're incredible, so I guess I know what I'm listening on Spotify later.
Steve.
Thanks, Jason. Low Rider.
Bye.
War.
What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Brand new Cadillac from The Clash.
Nice.
Was that on your list?
Didn't see. I highlighted what looked interesting on this list, and you've successfully mentioned a few that were not.
There's a goddamn lot of songs about cars and driving. So you're next. You're definitely next.
No, sometimes you got to go out and have no particular place to go because you're Chuck Berry.
That's right, as Chuck Berry's a very strange dude too.
I did that. Yeah, apparently upon his passing, like, oh, by the way, well, still a 50s rock and roller.
50 no's and a yes is a yes. Now, he liked the underage ones, didn't he? Was that the what?
A different version of days. R. Kelly, maybe.
Ooh, that sounds pissy.
Ayo, like, well, in tribute to him when he died, I did a screen cap from the first Back to the Future of his cousin Marvin holding the phone out. Because
I see what you did.
If this shit ain't weird, it ain't me.
Long black limousine, Elvis Presley.
See the USA in your Chevrolet by Dinah Shore.
Always crashing in the same car from Bowie. Did you say that one?
No.
Always crashing in the same car from David Bowie.
What, did he buy a Volvo? And my experience with that was very different. Lord Mr. Ford. Another Jerry Reed.
Running on empty?
Ooh. Running fan. No Money Down. Also Chuck Berry.
Autobahn from Kraftwerk.
Fuck. What? Where did Steel's list from? Because this is sucks.
I saw the defeat in your eyes.
Ain't Nothing Wrong with the Radio by Aaron Tippin. Wherever you are, that's a
country.
Fantastic title.
Country or Stop Dragging My Car Around from Weird Al Yankovic.
Stop dragging my heart around.
Yes. And Somebody Stole My Car from the Kinks.
I hate when that happens.
I've had it happen. They never found it.
Well, Long May You Run from That One by Neil Young.
Stolen Car from Bruce Springsteen. Stuck in My Car from the Go-Go's.
Be thankful for what you had, William Devon.
One of my favorite songs to play live now, Fast Car from Tracy Chapman. I know you don't
better,
like it.
Better You Than Her. Dead Man's Curve by Jan and Dean.
Gateway Car, Hall & Oates.
The Rocket 88, because Jackie Brinston and his Delta Cats want to sing about an Oldsmobile.
Dally's Car from Captain Beefheart and his Magic Band. I have no idea what that
Gotta
is.
step up Analog Crash, dude. Right On, Josephine by George Thorogood and Bo Diddley.
Nice. They did a song together? That's fantastic.
With the Internet Lie to Me. Number 44 in here.
Not on encyclopedia.org. Encyclopedia.
Encyclopedia.
Freeway of Love, Aretha Franklin.
Oh, wow. That. I remember being probably obsessed with that song when I was about 10. Because that was the one that was like, we're going to rain on the freeway.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Something about a Cadillac.
Steve, I'm very sad we didn't come up with this on our own, but Jerry was a race car driver. Drove so goddamn fast. He never did.
Son of a what the
flag.
fuck.
Never did come in last. Got 4-barrel 4s on a 442 and them light them up just for fun. Yep, there's the Pontiac Blues again. Stop the Fucking Car by Circa Survive.
What if you got yourself a Malibu? Is it a Super Sport 396 by Paul Revere and the Raiders? Because I fucking love the Cherokee People song.
Yes. Thompson Twins had a song called Salvador Dali's Car. Go ahead.
Wait, it was Van Gogh. It was like the speakers only be on one side of the car.
Probably.
No, wrong artist.
Does Passenger count from Deftones?
It does now.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a fun one. Race with the Devil by Gene Vincent.
Be Quiet and Drive from Deftones.
Nice.
That was that's his first first song I listened to driving the S2000. There are so many fucking.
Whoa, rocking down the highway by the Doobies.
Snacks.
Straight last week. What?
You too.
No, it's been much more subdued past year.
Understood.
Voodoo Cadillac. Southern Culture on the Skids.
Jesus Christ. They used to tour a lot, and I haven't seen anything from them in a while.
Yeah. Well, I guess they hit said skids.
Little Old Lady from Pasadena.
That's funny you mentioned that. There was Buzz Bomb, then Buzz Bomb from Pasadena, when the Dead Kennedys redid the song, but as a little old lady.
The Little Old Lady from Pasadena. Go, Granny, go, Granny. She has a pretty little flower bed of white gardenias, but parked in a rickety old garage is a brand new shiny red super stock Dodge. Fuck yes.
Which is funny because you can do that now.
You can do that now. But it's pretty much a Fiat Peugeot Meritage of Italian-American goodness.
Any of those cars wearing a V8 bleeds a little redder than the rest of us.
Fair.
I would know. I cut a few of them open.
I get around.
You better get that checked out. Wait, you're going Beachy Boys on me?
Bitchin' Camaro.
Fuck yes!
From the Dead Milkmen.
Do you hear that yet? I'm sure I mentioned that earlier. But that's fantastic, as well as somebody's repping a third-gen Camaro at work. It ain't perfect, and it's got the wrong transmission, but the fact that somebody is rolling this hoopty to work
That might be my
is
favorite one.
hilarious.
It's the best. I think it might be the best looking one. The new ones look horrible.
The when the Camaro came back, I like that. It's like the update on
the Transformers one.
Who?
The Transformer, the yellow one.
Yeah,
I don't like that one.
But it's like the new ones are really terrible. Because somehow they managed to implement Prius grill on a Camaro.
True. Steve.
Dude, just because everybody loves the 1987 movie The Predator does not mean at any point you need to make the front of your car look like it.
No. And we missed Dragula. Fuck.
Like I said, the more time that passes, the more I'm not throw this list. Who the hell is other Jon Stewart, and where are his 18 wheels?
Yes. Johnny Cash, One Piece at a Time. Do you remember that song?
Nope.
The country singer originally wrote One Piece at a Time. It was Johnny Cash that brought the song to the limelight. It tells the tale of a GM employee who works at a Cadillac assembly line who over the course of 24 years smuggles enough parts home to assemble a Cadillac of his own. The song noted for being Johnny Cash's last chart toppers, along with first recorded usage of psychobilly as a music genre. That actually, I'm not a big Johnny Cash fan.
I love psychobilly.
It's funny. He steals parts from a different car and builds his own Cadillac.
Reverend Horton Heat is the best thing you're not listening to, by the way.
Wilco, Passenger Side? I don't know what that is. I'm thinking about doing a cover of Drive from the Cars, though.
That would be fantastic. Like, when Ocasek died, I was thinking, all right, whenever I don't feel like garbage, I think I could do this. Badly, but I could totally do this.
Deftones did a cover of that, and it was really good because they're a theory. Like, I brought tears to my eyes. That's the song Sean listened to on his way to his dad's funeral, was Who's Gonna Drive You Home Tonight. And I was like, God damn it, now I'm gonna cry. Sorry to bring that to you, but we get to Drive My Car from the Beatles, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we did that. Offspring, Bad Habit.
Wow, that's funny because I got that CD when I was in the 7th grade, and really enjoyed that, particularly for the curse words breakdown in the middle of the song.
Yes.
You stupid, dumb shit, goddamn motherfucker.
The only song I know that has a domestic violence solo is Down with the Sickness. You remember the unedited version. Motley Crue, Kickstart My Heart. It's a bike, but it's really about his heart.
I think that's about as much about his heart about as Panama is about a car.
Fair enough. A lot of rehashes here. You said Little Deuce Coupe. Mustang Sally.
You don't know what I got.
I don't. Don.
You'll never know.
I won't know. But bye.
My hoopty, Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Jesus Christ. Well, I was going to say that you remind me of my Jeep from R. Kelly. You remember that horrible ass? You remind me of my Jeep. I want to ride you. You remind me of my sound. I want to pump you. They had Jeep in the... Yeah. Don McLean. Bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove that Chevy to the levee.
The levee was dry.
Madonna's rendition of the song was absolutely terrible, but the original is the longest song to ever top the charts. Inspired by the deaths of Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper. I did not know that song was about that. It's an incredibly sad song of reflection, rollicking in quiet piano before burgeoning with acoustic guitar and brushed drums following the verse.
Is the plane crash in 1959.
And who was supposed to be on that plane with them?
Not Bob. He would have been 6.
Merle Haggard.
Oh, shit.
They all drew straws. Richie Valens was afraid of flying. They all drew straws. They only had 3 tickets for that plane. 3 people could fit on that plane. One person had to take the bus. Merle Haggard took the bus and the plane crashed.
And my cousin's been to many a Merle Fest since. Hey, Jennifer, you're not listening, but you're rad.
I don't know how I would deal with it. I don't know if I would have survivor's guilt. I would just be like, in my mind, I would be like, that's just really unfortunate, because I don't believe in karma at all. So I don't know how I would deal with it.
We call it busma.
Planema?
He was prescient in discovering that John Madden had the right idea.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Dre. Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, Let Me Ride. Rolling a 6'4" Impala. I like that.
Cadillac Ranch by The Bus.
Ooh, that's good. And Coolio, Fantastic Voyage.
Right. Wow. To keep on the caddy theme, Long White Cadillac by White Yoakum.
I like Dwight. Modest Mouse Dashboard. I'm not familiar with Modest Mouse that much.
There are these select few depressing, amazing songs I know, and that's about it.
What was I gonna
My brother's line, Tell Laura I Love Her by Ray Patterson.
Yeah. They look good together. He keeps popping up in people I may know, and I don't know if he would accept my friend request, but
he likes silly shit. He'd be all right.
The Edgar Winter
For
Group free ride.
I haven't added any siblings either.
You're not missing anything. Except, well, Greg's a cook. Holly's a fitness and family person, and Phaedra's a hermit. I've caught you up on my family. Kavinsky, Pacific Coast Highway.
That'd be electrical. I think
so. Yeah.
If they didn't make the Drive soundtrack, they were Drive soundtrack adjacent.
Steve.
Yes?
We are such fuck-ups. Now you want to hear something else you didn't know? Counting blue cars. It's not about
that one. Oh.
Dishwalla
and Tracy Chapman mixed up.
It's not about that. It's not about cars at all. But
what are you talking about?
Do you know what that song's about? It's a man and his son. They're homeless.
Nope.
It must have been mid-afternoon. I could tell by how far the child's shadow stretched out. He walked with a purpose.
Why aren't we doing the Song Ruiner podcast?
We should.
Emily's recommendation.
We should. Or,
we're going to dial up this. Like, you bring up a song you're going to ruin, and I'll offer commentary.
Yes.
But you could totally Dave Anthony this.
Mm-hmm.
I can never Gareth it properly though,
because
that guy is a master at the everything.
On our way, we count only blue cars down the street. Or I'm so fucked up right now on everything, but it's getting cold. Pick up the pace. How our shoes make loud noises in this place. Our clothes are stained. We pass many cross-eyed people that ask many questions, like children often do. It's about a man and his son. They're homeless. It's a really sad song. But Emily calls me the song ruiner, for those of you who didn't know. But that's what that song's about.
All right, guys. CBGPod is not going to be dead. We're starting Song Ruiner now.
We can do a song ruiner every, multiple of 5. It's the song ruiner.
50 is not far off.
I still love doing this so much that when you said we can hold off, I'm like, no, we're fucking doing this because I need to do this because I've been doing this shit. We got a lot of would you have thought we would have close to 1,000 downloads by now?
Suckers.
Exactly.
I mean, thanks, you kind people.
Yeah, something like that. Wallflowers, one headlight.
Damn.
This is songs I cover at this point.
That
I have my list right there.
I heard waffle flowers. Like, the fuck?
The waffle flowers?
What the hell are waffle flowers?
That's when Chick-fil-A gets a hold of regular flowers.
That said, I still have yet to try the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
I haven't either.
Passed by the one on Tryon, just south of University, at 3:00. They're still at the drive-thru.
Jesus Christ!
Like,
why?
No, they're like, I want to try this, but I'm also not in a hurry to try this.
It's a chicken sandwich. I like Chick-fil-A's chicken sandwiches, but here's a fun fact for you people
does
out
McDonald's still have the Southern style chicken sandwich?
They do, and
dude,
that's
that
good.
That was rad. I like
Burger
that.
King's chicken sandwich, the spicy chicken sandwich at Burger King is good. The Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich is good.
Dude,
every chicken sandwich is fucking good.
Wendy's spicy chicken is what got me through the later years of high school.
You know what I used to do with Wendy's spicy?
Fuck it. What?
Almost, but it burns. My dad would bring home 2 spicy, not the meal. I didn't want the fries. I wanted 2 spicy chickens with just mayo. And if it didn't have mayo on it, I'd have mayo and I'd Tabasco all over both of them. And I would just eat those. I didn't need the fries. I just wanted the chicken sandwiches. Wendy's spicy chicken sandwiches were my intro to spicy chicken sandwiches.
Weren't they everybody's? Let
me have this.
Solid. Yeah. That.
Let me have it, Steve.
No, I'm not blaming that one for reflux. I'm gonna blame shittier circumstances for that. Like, no, like the Wendy's spicy chicken, that was the go-to thing senior high school back when you could hand the clerk $5 and get it. Said now it's like what, $8 or something stupid.
It's expensive. Let me tell you something.
And nobody's making the sandwiches bigger. Isn't that how inflation is supposed to work?
That blows. Would you like me to tell you who has surprisingly good egg rolls?
Jack in the Box?
Jack in the fucking Box has surprisingly good egg rolls. But I do respect the place that you can go to at 2 o'clock in the morning and get a burger, a gravy biscuit, a taco, and an egg roll. And they have it. And they have the corresponding dipping sauces for the place.
Act fast while supplies last. Between here and work are 2 expired jitbas. And
True.
Nobody's bought up this weird Mario Mushroom looking building on either side. Because they have a distinct architectural style that not even used car dealers are snatching up yet.
Yes.
A Pizza Hut, that was kind of perfect.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a plain-looking building with the accentuated roof.
Well, granted, have you been in Cotswold when you used to live in Cotswold?
Yeah.
To Koi Shi, which is clearly an old Pizza Hut, but it's now a sushi place.
Yeah, that place is
not bad.
That place is rad. Somewhere while living there, we picked up to-go food there, and yes, it's quite good. Unfortunately, Shunli Palace is right around the corner and does similar stuff, better and cheaper.
Have you had from Shunli Palace the pineapple coconut lightly breaded fried shrimp?
Check back tomorrow.
Top 5 meals I've ever had in my life was pineapple coconut shrimp.
Everything from Shunli is fantastic.
Oh, isn't it though? And you walk in,
and
it's
it's
funny
weird. It's like they have a generous dining room and nobody's there. Like the takeout game is strong. Otherwise, this place would be dead and a half.
Yeah, the bar seat or the seats at the tables are the seats we're sitting in. They're like old office chairs. But
the ones at the bars, like I've always sat on the big red vinyl couches over yonder.
The pineapple coconut. Oh my god, it's so fucking good. I want some now. Get in my belly. By the way, I'm trying to not eat so much since I'm not as active. So I told Emily I'm trying to lose 10 pounds, and the best way to do that is just not to eat. So I didn't hardly eat anything the last couple of days. She goes, that's not healthy. I said, that's not what I said. I said it's the most effective way.
I would figure out whatever the American dollar to British currency conversion is.
Yes.
Gamble it. Bam. Lost 10 pounds.
I like the way you think, Steve.
It's not my fault. Their unit of currency is our unit of measure for weight.
Correct. Would you count The Boys of Summer as a song? Car song?
Like a song? Well, one of my favorite jokes I made a long time ago that I might never implement is the Deadhead sticker on a Cadillac
Mm-hmm.
/ Black Flag sticker on a Cadillac when the Ataris covered it. Cool. There's no matter of haste. I'm getting my CTSV or ATSV to affix said sticker to said car. That would be automatic, like, lottery win. All right, well, I'm getting my dumb expensive journalist special Cadillac wagon to affix both bands' stickers to the car.
We're looking at this the wrong way. Not a deadhead sticker on a Cadillac. How about a Cadillac sticker on a deadhead? So we're going to get a hearse and just put a Cadillac sticker on the hearse. It'd be the reverse of it.
A skull and lightning strike? Like, what? He died from bad weather. Works.
That's hot. I need some more booze. And I hate to...
but the addendum to this was the trucking song, so throughout Eastbound Down, didn't have the Grateful Dead's trucking. That was everyone's gateway drug into Grateful Dead. Love them or hate them.
Yeah, I just can't get into the Grateful Dead.
I find them very hit and miss.
Mostly hit or mostly miss?
50-50.
Okay, well, that's better than most. Most people say 1 in 3. Like 1 in 3 Dead songs or concerts were life-changing, and the other 2 were not. Like, that's not a good ratio.
Garcia died when I was 13.
He died in 95.
I'm not going... Yep. It's not like I'm going to that. And I'm not chasing Weir and Company with whoever they are this week.
Isn't that funny how you remember weird shit like that? Like, I remember when Jerry Garcia died in 1995.
And I can't remember what you were talking about a moment ago. It's like, we're talking about whatever.
I was watching...
Keep this thing going.
I was watching TV, and my mother was, like, cleaning the house. My brothers and sisters were gone anyway. College and high school and shit, because I'm young. But I was like, hey, Mom, who's Jerry Garcia? He died. She's like, oh, Jerry Garcia died? For some reason, I remember. It was 1995. It was in, like, August of 1995. And I don't know why I remember that, but I remember
or
that Jerry
it's a
Garcia
matter of,
died.
like, you know that this had happened, and now it's been so long, like, you could easily look this up, but remember, if, like, that's then?
Yeah.
As well as, when Cobain died, that I had...
4?
Yes. April
8th?
Early April 94.
Well, it's proved that Lane Staley died the same day, but they just didn't find him until 2 weeks later, which is fucking...
Oh, hey, who's done the research to establish the rates of decay?
It ain't great.
No, everyone's like, oh yeah, I love CSI. I want to go into forensics. No, you don't.
You really do not. You don't want any of that.
No, I'm not enough of a people person to go into that.
Dahmer was. He was a deadhead. That's the title.
Guy, that's a podcast. We're done.
Jeffrey Dahmer's a deadhead. It hurts to laugh.
I'll try to do it for you, and then our audience of 6 will be nervous. Whatever.
I don't know. Somebody from like Washington State has downloaded this shit too. So like, hey, shout out to you, man.
Is Tony outsourcing this?
We can hope. If I had a recommendation to what we have next, the Sumatra, the bottles down below beside the Gang, is great. The bird song is good too up top, but that's the tall boy, and I didn't know what your dinner plans were.
Plan A.
Latino?
C.
Well, let's do the smaller one since we're probably going to have...
My shift got picked up tomorrow, so I can be domestic and whatnot tomorrow.
Pick what you will pick, Steve. I'm okay. I don't have to go to work until Monday, so if I have to be hungover, I'd rather be hungover than have a backache. Or if you want to take a piss break.
Don't need to yet.
Nice. Oh my god, I was so gross. I was sticky this morning. I had to take a shower. Dangerous type from Candy O. That Crazy about the One Piece. Drag City. Let's see. Songs about cars. We might not be done with this about yet. Oh, I got something fun for you, Steve. This will be fun. Nope.
Yes.
Hey, Boo.
Hi.
This is your official introduction to the podcast. You're on the podcast right now, even though you're downstairs.
Hi, Em.
Steve says hi.
Hi, Steve.
This is the lovely Mrs. Holt. So I just wanted you to be on this podcast, dear.
Okay.
How do you feel being on your first podcast, even though you're downstairs, but you're on the phone on speakerphone up here?
Not ready for celebrity.
No, not very celebrity at all.
I think you're my celebrity.
Don't call her
You're trying to
Chevrolet.
butter me up for something.
Yep, I'm trying to make you a biscuit so I can butter you up.
You need to work on that. That was terrible.
You knew what you signed up for.
It's not him, it's the drugs talking.
It is the drugs talking.
Mm.
Well, tell everybody that you love them and you wish I could do this for a living and quit my day job.
Except your day job gives you really good medical insurance.
Fair enough, but that's about the only positive thing I can come up with at this point.
That's why we gotta talk more better.
All right. Well, AJ apparently needs a new gig, so everybody like his podcast and maybe come out to an analog crash show.
See, there you go. That's how you promote.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're welcome.
All right. Well, I'll see you down there in a little bit. We got a couple more brews to kill, and then we're going to go eat some Mexican food.
Toodles.
That you already had earlier today.
No, I had Tex-Mex earlier.
It's Mexican again.
Yes.
Del Tacos.
No, that's not the same. Is mac and cheese the same as ramen, even though they're both noodles? No.
Is a taco a taco?
No.
Yes.
No. I didn't eat tacos for lunch.
Is this first, second, third, or fourth gen?
Yeah, I had a salad, and I had a quesadilla.
Mm-hmm.
So tonight I could have an enchilada, a chalupa, tacos,
Maybe we
chile relleno.
Maybe we shouldn't do double margaritas because
Oh
I
my-
pass out a little too hard after that one.
You too, huh? I felt like dog shit after that. All right, we'll let you go.
No double margaritas.
All right, triple it is. All right, I love you, dear.
No.
Heyo.
All right, love you too.
Bye, Em.
Bye.
Love you, 3.
Bye.
She's a good sport.
What just happened?
I called somebody who was sitting almost directly up underneath me. Steve, what are we drinking now at my recommendation? Because you're going to love this one. I guarantee it.
The Founders Underground Mountain Brown. Pay no mind to the malfeasance of Founders Brewery. This beer's amazing.
This one's so good. And it's very high ABV. You would not even guess it would be this high.
Oh, I think
You think so?
it's delicious, but
Oh, you already had it?
the strength is
Did you already read it? 11.9.
No, I guess it takes apart.
Oh. Oh, that's good. Whew. All right. Steve, we might have had our fill of car songs.
Yeah, like a lot of this I don't recognize. So now I gotta go on. Yeah, just go with the funny titles.
Let's do funny titles is always a good idea.
Yeah.
While you do that, I'm going to attempt to get up from my comfortable position and get my set list out and see if I can come up with anything else that we forgot.
All right. Immediately I can think of one, which is real funny with the release of Disney Minus yesterday. Everybody's going a bit apeshit about The Mandalorian, the new Star Wars TV show that will surely usurp Star Wars Episode 9 because who really cares about the new stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, Star Wars, period.
We never got
like
around to
Boba
that.
Fett and stuff.
We never got around to the joke for the meme you said was somebody said Star Wars was better than Star Trek. And the cat says, well, at least our fans don't hate 6 out of the 10 of our movies. See there?
Yep.
It only took an hour and 20 minutes to get there, but we got there. What in the hell did I just say?
MC Chris, Fett's Vet.
Yes.
Something about rhyming Mandalorian with DeLorean, which that keeps popping up. Like, I haven't seen the show. I'm not going to see the show.
No.
But it's always fun to see Boba Fett next to a DeLorean instead of a vet. Whoops.
Steve, there are 2 on my list of songs that have to do with cars or driving that I'm so pissed that weren't on any list. Interstate Love Song.
Wait, but Interstate, yes. Drive, like, I can't even understand what he's saying. That's like the song.
Either, but he's dead.
Well,
what's funny is when I played in Sober Addiction with Gene and Lev, every time we played Interstate Love Song, I couldn't look at Lev would like play the song. He would look at me during the part, and every time it came up, feeling like a hand in rusted shame. He always said it sounded like he said feeling like a ham and mustard shake. And so I would sing it, and he'd look at me and try to get me to laugh at a ham and mustard shake.
I had that at the salsa the other night. They call it a Cuban sandwich,
nice.
And it's delicious.
I figured so. I'm the Highway.
Son of a... Huh? Damn.
Yep, it has it in the title. It might not be about driving, but...
Hey, what are you driving on?
Fair. There's Interstate and Highway.
Life is an I am a highway.
Ugh.
It's a highway song. And don't get it wrong. Let's sing this song. Well, those not watching this podcast, he's busy watching this actual songbook.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of songs on here, but most of them aren't about driving. But it's nice to check it out every now and then.
What about the entirety of one of your favorite bands? A particular General Motors product.
Chevelle?
Uh-huh.
I know that that's what they named their band after, but they don't have any songs about driving that I'm aware of.
I mentioned my dad noticing somebody with a Chevelle license plate frame. Like, that's not a Chevelle. It's a band.
Let's see. Here's the solo show.
Amidst the landscape of modern rock acts, they are one of the better ones. But it was real funny seeing his reaction to that on something that wasn't the Chevy Malibu.
Well, the video to 1979 was Billy driving around in a vintage 70s vehicle, but still not about that.
Only thought about the giant tractor wheel the kids rolling around in. Like,
very fair.
I'd like to try that, but I'm also aware this could be a really poor idea.
Yeah, that is true. That's you know what? That's all I've got. That's
I've got a lot more here that I don't recognize. So,
let's go. Let's see if I recognize
and
some of them.
scene. So there you have it, folks. We killed music and cars in one segment. Do we still have a podcast here?
Are there
What are we
beers
doing?
about cars or cars about beer or music about beer? There's plenty
It's
of
funny,
music
like
about
on
beer.
the Gen Vibe forum, I posted something about the somebody's beer called Vibin.
Vibin? Like
Yeah.
VIB apostrophe N?
IN.
Oh, okay. IN apostrophe.
So it was like, well, the first of the month they open up, non-car related things. So like you see blah 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 vibe everywhere in the wild. So
Yes.
posted this, like captioned it, "Don't drink and vibe." Like, all right, here's this, and the beer's mad decent. Like, so upon getting home, because third shift sucks, get home, crack a beer at 9 in the morning. It's sitting in the in-between room of kitchen and garage. Like, this house is made of Swiss cheese and vinyl. Yeah, we're searching fiercely for its replacement.
When's lease run out?
March. So if we could do a 6-month, try to find something. Apparently that's usurping wedding proper.
Well,
I'm not
mortgage
really
here is
sure what we're
$1,200,
doing.
and everybody pays their fair share here. In theory, it's a good idea. In practice, it's much trickier. 4 might not be company.
Yeah.
4 people and 4 cats.
I enjoyed my time third wheeling that joint at the previous dwelling. I get a feeling that's gonna be a no-fly zone.
True, but just know that if the emergency case were to come up, it would always be available.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Are you having an issue with your paperwork there?
I'm having way too much fun splitting this thing I folded in half, making it 2. That's what this is.
Well, look, I wanted to be. My dream job was to really be the chef at a restaurant that specializes in weird game meals, where like we were mostly like we cooked rabbit dishes, but really I was just splitting hairs.
I was gonna say, like, if you're take 26 to 85 back from Bryson,
Mm-hmm.
you could have stopped by Saskatoon,
Bless
which
you.
is a wild game restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, every time I've been to Atlanta in years past, also another trip I'd go to this year, like, just called them up, like, hey guys, like, when you're open, like, yeah, we're open till 9, like, it's 8:30 and I'm half an hour out. Like, it's happening.
That's the douchiest thing to do to anybody is to show up at a restaurant
Yeah, I
like
was
5 minutes before they close.
I'll check beforehand. Like, no, but there is something that's very conducive to said joke.
Mm-hmm. You're just like the worst person in the world if you go to a restaurant 5 minutes before they close. Like, you know you're going to end up with a bodily fluid or a hair in your meal, and it's not going to be any of the good ones. Not that there are any good ones left, but it's not going to be the least common denominator. It's going to be the really bad ones.
So you're saying, if I do this, I would be a low-level cannibal.
You'd be a fine young cannibal.
That's going to drive me crazy.
Like no one else. You just can't help yourself.
And I don't want out.
I used to get them and UB40 mixed up all the time. Getting my white people reggae mixed up.
That seems fair.
It's very fair.
Well, one's a 2-hit wonder, one's a 1-hit wonder.
So, Steve, Let's see, when did we do the last podcast? Did we do it
2 weeks ago today.
to the day?
It was Wednesday.
So the clutch went out in the Jeep. So did we talk about that last episode?
I don't believe so.
I thought we had to have. Two.
Well, there's your spike, so if you need to edit this out, I don't think you did.
Yep, the clutch went out in the Jeep. Pretty sure it was the original one.
How in the what in the fuck?
Well, I was pretty sure that it was the original one because the guy asked me how old that clutch was, and I said, I have no idea. He goes, have you not replaced it in the last 6 years? And I said,
I've owned it last 6 years, and no.
I've owned it for 6 years. He goes, that might be the original clutch. He goes, because that looks like a Jeep clutch, and if you haven't replaced it, somebody took it to the Jeep dealership to replace that clutch. I'm like, that's interesting. Now I got to go get the Carfax and make sure, because on the Carfax it will have it listed if it got serviced at a dealership, if it had a clutch job. Plus, makes no difference at this point, but when I got the clutch replaced, I had to relearn how to drive it because the clutch was so much lighter and quieter. So my throwout bearing threw out with the clutch, so everything was grenaded. So not bad. $750 for the clutch, flywheel, throwout bearing, entire kit, labor, tax tag title, and a 2-year warranty from.
You said tax tag title and fees funny.
Fair enough, and warranty though. But I got a warranty from that. That's 2-year warranty from that place.
I appreciate they would warranty your $350,000 car
On the clutch only, nothing else. But I had to get the tires rotated and the oil changed today. And actually, I had them put a different oil in it for the first time since I've owned it. I had them put 530 instead of 1030.
Okay.
It's winter. And the first number is the cold viscosity.
Uh-huh.
So I figure in the winter, it's just going to circulate the oil faster. And the second number is the warm viscosity. It's going to get to the same viscosity. It's a synthetic oil. So a 530 is going to be a thinner oil when I'm cold starting it. So it's going to be better for the engine, which is the same thing I run in the S2000. So I run 530 in the S2000. So it's the same weight at temperature, but it's a thinner oil when it's cold. And so that when you start it up and the oil circulating, it gets to everything much quicker. It decreases wear on
everything
else. Everything oil touches. There you go.
Mine's running 530.
Mm-hmm. You'll be
at least
fine
that's what I keep putting in it because it leaks.
The M5 V10, I think they said runs 1060.
Pardon?
1060.
Fuck is that?
Oh yeah, and
I can't buy that at Dollar General to keep my BMW running.
Savage Geese did the they put it in like a 32-degree cooler / freezer, and he poured the 0W40 and poured the 1060. You should have seen it. It came out like pancake syrup. It was awful. He goes, "No way would I put this in my vehicle. Like, no way. There's no way I'd put that in there."
Well, we're beyond in business, but what was that song? No, 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 no way! I'm putting 10W60 in my car.
They have 15W6, like stupid shit like that. But a lot of the S2000 guys were putting 0W30 in theirs. But that was
weren't you?
No, mine was 5.
Okay.
Well, the S2000 and the Jeep both factory spec were 10W30. But look at when they were built. So the inline 6 from the Jeep from 84, like a 10W.
But also that engine's heritage rolls back to Dub 2.
Right. Now, 10W30s back then, dyno oil would shear down to like a 10W20 over the life of the oil. Now, synthetic oils, a 10W30 will run 1030 for 5,000 to 8,000 miles. No problem. So I figured during the winter, in the Jeep, especially with it being old, I just want it to stay as lubricated as possible. So a 5W30 synthetic oil will be no problem.
I'm not jizzing on your
Now, the S2000, I run 530 instead of 1030 because I drive it so infrequently that when I start it up, I want the oil to get to all those bearings and necessarily lubricated parts as quickly as possible. So you want a thinner oil at startup, and then you want to get to that operate. But I run Mobile One, except today when I had to pay somebody to do it because I can't bend over. They put Valvoline. Valvoline's sponsor of National Tire Battery. But I get free tire rotations for life when you buy tires from them. So if you want a top gear top tip, you buy tires from NTB, you get lifetime of tire rotations.
Are they funny about sizing, though?
No.
I'm totally putting taller sidewalls on my dumb car.
They aren't.
Our roads are not conducive to 45 series anything.
Well, the stock tires for the Jeep were 215 75 15, which is a very common size. 275, god damn it. 215 75 15. I might have said that. I'm sorry. Like I said, it's all the drugs. But I went 235 75 15.
Back in the day of the tire shop, we sold a lot of those, and I'd imagine Scams Club still would.
They were the same price. And they fill out the tire. They don't look stupid. They were the same price. And they were like, yep, we'll fit them. That's no problem. Now, if I do...
You could have had a lot of fun, like, putting 31 1050s on it.
I've entertained the thought of Vipers.
Fucking balloons on your Jeep.
You know I've entertained the thought of Vipers.
Uh-huh.
The rear... The set of tires is like $1,500 for a first-gen Viper if you get one of the third-gen wheels, because the back tires are 345 3019s. It's such a weird size.
I was supposed to get a Lamborghini LM002 at that point.
I was thinking just get like one of those, the highway paver, just the solid fucking roll in the back, and just put that in the back. There you go. Just one big tire. They're like that wide in the back each.
Such a drag.
Thanks, Bruce. This one's been fun. I didn't realize there were so many songs about vehicles and cars and driving.
Funny thing, often if somebody's singing about something they love or something they hate,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes inspiring. Therefore, it becomes a song.
Fair. I can pull up the lyrics to the new song. I can pull those up off of Camera Air, whatever. That was the good part about being
Apparently not off the top of your head right now.
Well, that's part about being a recluse, a forced recluse, is that you can write lyrics to songs, and it was kind of I was like, what else do I have to do? I can't watch, like, I'm caught up on BoJack Horseman, the first 6 episodes of the new season. I'm caught up on podcasts. I'm caught up on everything. So I was like, oh, maybe I should write lyrics to the song I've been mixing for the last, like, 8,000 fucking years. So at least I have that done. I have a new song in my head that I might do that tomorrow. I've got plenty of time. I got a show Friday night and a show Saturday afternoon. Friday night is at Southern Roots Bar and Grill, the new place that used to be Grumpy Monk. And Saturday from 1 to 3, I'll be at Red Hill Brewing in Concord. So Kirkman called me. He just called to check up on me. He said if I'm up to going to a bachelor party, I could.
That was my next question.
Planning on it. I just don't know where they're going to be at the time I'm going to be there at.
Clover, his house, hanging and doing dumb shit.
Said he was coming this way when he called me.
Saturday?
Yeah, like Southern Tier Victory area.
I don't even know that.
He called me yesterday and told me about this.
All I know is I'm going to something.
Well, if
and Kalen's not thrilled, it's like, you can be out Saturday? Yes.
Mm-hmm. I got you, man. If it's anything like that, I got you. But
it's basically, it's gonna be a triplicate of more busy weekends.
Yeah. So
it's gonna be fun shit, but it's still a lot to do.
Well, look, I have shit. I can stand up
so
straight,
what
play
about
guitar, and sing.
AC/DC?
But Toby's gonna
Down Payment
set.
Blues opens with the best line ever.
Oh.
I know it's evil. I know it's gotta be. And I know I ain't doing much, but doing nothing. Glad to be.
Did you see the she protect?
She's-
She attack. By the way, we had, and
yeah,
I
it's
would,
like you spelled it wrong. It's like she protect double C.
yeah.
She attack double C because I'm going to murder everybody posting that.
but after
That's
that,
not how this is spelled. You dumb motherfuckers.
after that, Brian Layton put she helped AJ with his back.
Nice.
In the mountains.
BACC.
Yes, in the mountains. I was. We
That's
had
why
this.
he's better than us.
We had this, and I was gonna try to get another bottle, but it was a Boulevard 30th anniversary barrel aged ale. We've had Boulevard beers.
Oh, fuck it, they better. Huh?
Boulevard 30th
Yeah,
anniversary.
from St. Louis.
Mm-hmm. Boulevard mixed 8 beers of their own barrel aged beers together. And by the way, this was really good. So they mixed a rye whiskey finished port cask imperial stout, an imperial stout in bourbon barrels, a Belgian style dark ale in ruby and tawny port casks, a Belgian style dark ale in bourbon barrels, a Belgian style dark ale in sherry casks, a double mashed imperial stout in bourbon barrels, an imperial stout in Spanish sherry puncheons, an imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels, followed by ruby and tawny port casks. They mixed all of those together and bottled it, and it was so fucking good.
They made a beer called the Tawny Catane.
Everything. Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this the love I've been searching for? And by the way,
Here you go again.
Sean brought some ridiculous liquor. Some better than others. Okay. The Maker's Mark was good. The Stag was good, but the Stag was 138 proof bourbon.
TF.
Oh my god, it was
Who
bourbon
makes the
squared.
Stag.
I think Buffalo Trace makes the Stag, but it's like a very limited. And then they had a Maker's Mark limited edition that was 120 something proof. It was good, but a sideways thumb of it would be all you would need. A vertical thumb might kill you. A sideways thumb would make you feel good for the rest of your life, which would be very short. Steve, you got anything to tell the people before we end this and go eat some taco dia empa chips and salsa?
Happy Halloween plus 2 weeks. No,
No, we did a before Halloween last time.
I know.
Oh,
And now we're after it.
well, we
Enjoy
have,
your diabetes, folks.
where are you going to be for Thanksgiving?
Mint Hill or Greensboro. It's not quite the last minute. We don't know. With Rick's departure, I don't know how bad.
Well, here's the fun thing. It's Wednesday. 2 weeks from now is the day before Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So theoretically, we could do that Tuesday, or we could do 2 weeks from now on a Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving.
That Tuesday before Thanksgiving's my 38th. And I don't like 38 special enough to showcase them.
If there's, well, we can do it on your birthday, but if you want to do it on a different day, I'm okay with that too. If you want to do it 2 weeks from today on a Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, usually not a huge.
I'll have a better answer tomorrow.
That sounds good to me, and I don't even know when I'm going back to work at this point, so.
If.
Yeah. I'm going to talk to Emily about that later. That's going to be a fun conversation. Well, Steve, number 46. And we should have had Makers 46 on this podcast. It's not too late.
Scrap this. Fuck what we did. No. No.
We just have to call them and ask them to make a Makers 47. I love my prime numbers.
Good.
47's a prime number. It hurts to laugh. I'm AJ.
I'm still Steve.
Steve, we'll see you.
And you're all in big trouble.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks at some day, some point, some way, somehow. Steve, we'll see you later.
I'll be older, approaching old by the next one.
All
Fuck
right.
this. We gotta go.
All right. Mexican food.
Yay.
Later.
Pasta, Luigi, Doodles, whatever. Keep talking. Hey, how you doing?
I haven't hit stop yet.
Cool.
Yep.
Don't.
Cheers.